right, let's get it, man. Buckets and boards. I'm Passport T. Man, I wanted to come to you guys with a very quick video about the Eastern Conference first round Miami Heat, Milwaukee Bucks. Oh my God. As most of us already know, the Heat were a play-in team. They did battle in the play-in tournament, made it to become an 8th seed, and they had to go against the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, the Milwaukee Bucks, and a previous MVP winner, Giannis. And boy, did they go in and do battle, man. I'm gonna tell you right now, Jimmy Buckets is an absolute stud. I would love to have him on my team if I was a GM, man. You know, his spirit reminds me, and I don't want you guys to kill me, but he reminds me of Kobe and Michael Jordan. I'm not talking about his game, because I think he's one level below them. You know, them dudes are elite. I think Jimmy Buckets is a level below them, but I'm talking about his inner spirit, that inner savage. He got that same spirit that MJ and Kobe got, and it's infectious. He make the other guys, man, just rally around it, man. And it seemed like the Heat, they woke up. Them dudes was out there balling, man. Game 1, like I said before, most of us out here, I know we're gonna have guys saying now, nah, man, I always knew the Heat could handle. No, most of us had the Milwaukee Bucks either knocking the Heat out by a sweep or the Heat winning one game at best. And I have to be honest, I was one of those guys too. But Jimmy had another plan. He went into game 1, man, and dropped 35 points on Giannis them off the rip. I said, oh my God, what do we have here? They went up 1-0. Came back in game 2. Jimmy dropped 25 points. Yeah, it was 25 points in a loss. You know, Milwaukee tried to, show that championship medal. So they tied the series up, went 1-1. Came back for game 3. Jimmy dropped 30 on him. I'm like, oh my God, is this dude serious? He wasn't playing, man. He put that team on his back, and he had no room for we going home. You know what I mean? He followed that 30-point performance up and dropped, I think, what was that, game 4, and went straight berserk. Dropped 56 points, man, on Milwaukee. And it was nothing they could do with Jimmy. Jimmy was getting to every place he wanted to get on the court. He was getting his shot. I don't care if he was driving to the hole, under the basket, snagging rebounds, putting them back up. His mid-range was clicking. His three-point shot was clicking. Jimmy was on, man. He dropped 56 points on them, And so I'm thinking like, oh my God, man, are they going to really let the Heat knock them out of the playoffs? And I was thinking in my mind that I don't think Jimmy, going to have 2 games back-to-back like that. But what did he do? He got all the way to game 5, did the exact same thing, dropped 42 points. But the only difference in game 5, Milwaukee was battling. They was not trying to go home. It was an elimination game, and they was battling with the Heat, man, back and forth. That game was tight. It was a seesaw battle, and it was just head-to-head. They had the lead by, I think, 2 points with 6 seconds left in the game. Ball out on the side. Miami's ball. They throw it over the middle, straight towards the bucket. Jimmy goes up. He kind of got off balance. He was going down, grabbed it, and before he fell, pushed it right back up. Bucket. Tie ball game. Sent it to overtime. I said, oh my God, this dude is a savage right now. Man, and the rest is just history. Miami got that momentum in the overtime and end up, battling it out with Milwaukee, and they didn't have enough. Knocked them out the playoffs. You know what I mean? So that brought me to a point where I started thinking about the playoff bracket, and I see the Knicks, have to do battle with the Heat next. And the Knicks are one of those Cinderella stories as well. They young, they vibrant, they don't really understand what big time playoff basketball is yet. But guess what? That youth, that energy is keeping them in every single game, and they gonna go to Miami, man, and do battle. They the higher seed, so Miami have to actually go to New York. But they gonna give Miami a run for their money. Now, if I had to bet and I had to pick one team right now, I think I'm gonna choose the Miami Heat to end up knocking New York out. You New York guys don't kill me. You guys are set. You got a nice young team going forward. I think the Knicks are going to be the best team in New York City. They're going to do their thing, man. But I think right now Miami got that momentum. They got a veterans club with Bam, Jimmy Buckets, Kyle Lowry. And I think that momentum that they got off the Milwaukee series and that experience they already have is going to be enough to overcome the Knicks. But I do think it's going to be a battle. And I'll say it'll go minimum 6 games because I think the Knicks, man, are just young and vibrant. And I think their energy, man, is a bright thing for the NBA right now. But I think the Heat, I have enough to just get over the hump, and I think they'll eliminate them. But this is where it gets a little tricky for me because they'll have to either get Boston or Philly after that. Now, this is very, very tricky because I think if Boston wins and the Heat advance over the Knicks, I think I will put my money on the Heat to beat Boston. But if Philly wins with Embiid and the way they balling with Harden and Embiid, I think the Sixers end up knocking the Heat off and they'll end up going to their first. Well, no, I'm not going to say it first. They went back, with Dr. J and all of them. Now, I'm not going to say first, but in a long time, they'll get to the championship. They'll get to the finals, man. And whether they can deal with these juggernauts in the West, that's a whole nother video. But I think if Boston wins, I think the Heat will end up going all the way to the finals. If Philly wins, I think Philly will go to the finals and knock off the Heat. But that's just my prediction. I just wanted to come to you guys with a quick video, man. You guys hit the like button, subscribe button, hit the bell icon. Please share the video so we can get this thing really, really jumping. And man, I'm Passport T. This is Buckets and Boards, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.